Are we live on all the things?
Well, that should be happening at any second.
Any second.
I hear Hitler upstairs. I hear mein Führer.
Your roommate.
Yeah. Adolf Metzler.
That's good.
I'll do that sometimes. Like, I'll be sitting on the couch. I'll hear him, like, get to come out of his room, like, start to mosey down the stairs. And I'll immediately stand at total attention to give a total Nazi salute.
I can't stand you.
He's, like, at ease. The best is when he's, like, he wants to say something, And he starts out, but he always starts out like if he's going to say something, he always clears his throat first. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, hear ye. Honorable Judge Stuart Metzler now presiding.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Oh, I'm on the... My people are hearing that. Okay, well, we should get off of this and start the podcast.
Well, whatever.
We were just checking our shit. Speaking of shit, let's check our shit. Let's do some shit checking tonight.
Check on the check.
Check on some checks and put a little check mark next to it. If you can't check that, check it out. I heard a
yes.
I'll tell you about it once. I heard a thing about it.
You always
I heard a story about like the most fucked up baseball game in the history of baseball.
Oh, is it the 10 cent?
Yeah. So I was gonna kind of
have the 10-cent beer Loudini podcast.
We should.
One night.
We should.
How do you find it on YouTube?
And you go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Search Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. And guess what? There it is.
My brain hurts. Okay.
My brain hurts because I'm Lily V6.
It's Louis.
And I blew out my mind.
And it should just like come up because I don't.
Did you go to his page? Go to his page. It'll be the very top.
It'll be at the top.
What
We're getting to the top.
What do I do?
What do you do? Go to YouTube.
Oh my God! Here, just find it. Just do it.
I can't touch
Just do the thing.
There's nothing scatological on here.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Go.
Maybe after he
All right,
gets
wait.
done with. Okay, guys, can we get started or?
Oh, what is that? Okay, here.
Just give us a second, folks. Sorry about this. We're keeping our. We got our levels 1, 2.
It should be the very top one. Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we find that. We all good.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Okay, guys.
Huh? Hi, everybody.
Do I want that?
Yeah, we want to see you. Oh,
Yeah, it's all right. I'll leave.
I want to see inside you.
Oh my God. I hate you.
What? No.
No. Yes. I just tried to put it on Prime Video for God's sake.
That's not where it
I'm
goes.
done.
That's fucking
She's done.
I quit.
Her brain.
That's it. I quit Fort Pitt.
God, I hate you
That's
guys.
that's not a saying that probably anybody else in the world says, except for people around here.
Right. Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, PA.
I was going to do this song, but I'm not going to do this song.
Why?
I'm just not.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not doing it. I just was like, it was just too dumb. People don't want to hear me read the words to, it's all about that bass,
I kind of want to hear it.
I was feeling self-conscious.
You were feeling some sort of way?
Yes.
Oh, my.
About it.
Are you feeling sassy? You should feel sassy.
Not sexy, sexist.
No, sexist. Not racy. Not racist. Racist.
You guys watch too many movies.
I can't believe he fucking made me watch Freddy Got Fingered.
I made
Then he
you
gets
watch
up and leaves
I know.
before the end.
I heard him. I
'Cause I
heard
knew
him
how it
upstairs,
ended.
and I'm like,
I knew how it ended. I'm sure you
I
did.
just didn't want to.
that was a quick movie.
Yeah. Well, after the horse incident, I was a little
You know,
scared.
All right. Can we try to do a goddamn podcast?
We can try.
sir.
We can
Doesn't mean it's
try.
gonna happen.
Please.
Everybody talk upright
you.
and straight.
I beg
I'm
you.
gonna hurt myself after I sit up straight.
Again?
Sit up straight. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're going to give this a swirl.
Sorry.
A swirly. I'm feeling a little swirly tonight.
I'll bet.
There we go.
Okay. Swirl, swirly. All right, swirly. Are you done? All right.
I had more, but go ahead.
I knew you did.
But wait, there's more.
But wait. Hitler. God damn it.
Here.
But there's
That's
my
hysterical.
roommates watching a Hitler documentary upstairs very loudly.
Yeah, Stu.
At least he doesn't have his pants around his ankles.
You don't even know. You're not even up there.
We have a nanny cam in the living room.
Nanny cam.
See what's going on.
No, Stu, this is a nanny cam.
So,
So, okay, anyways, guys, I think I can do this, I think.
okay.
We have levels, we have all the stuff. All, as Lily says, all the things.
All the things.
Oh,
I need to get that music.
Lily do have all the things.
I know what Miss Lily likes.
I'm just trying to drive you to the stove.
Oh my god.
Stop. Seriously.
We're never getting this done.
We're not going to start this thing if you guys keep,
All right,
you know.
stop messing around.
Stop it. Okay, you guys ready? Is everybody ready? Pittsburgh Kevin, are you ready?
Yes.
Lily V6, you ready?
Huh?
Okay, as long as everybody's ready, then I'm going to say that I'm probably ready, Freddy, myself. So I think we're good. I think the levels look okay. And then so let's go ahead and get it started. In 5, 4, 3. While most bands these days change members as often as Kaitlyn Jenner changes shoes, there are more than a few who have never changed any members, not even one. And on this week's Loudini Rock and Roll Circus podcast, we're going to talk about 10 bands who have never had a lineup change. Get ready to rock out with your talk out. It's the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Welcome back, moms and dads, boys and girls, and children of all ages to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus podcast. We are really excited to be here again because we love all y'all.
All y'all?
All y'all.
All y'all.
And so, yeah, that's something from West Virginia, I believe.
Beautiful.
I don't even know.
In any case, welcome everybody. We get together every week if this is your first time here and talk about some music related topic and talk about stuff that happened in rock music that day and explore some song lyrics and just have a good time just goofing on the whole thing. And somewhere in there we'll tell you about maybe some new bands that you maybe not have heard of. So, all right, guys, you want to go to our website, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com and LouLombardiMusic.com. Please go there, especially Lou Lombardi Music. That gets you access to my Inner Circle group on Facebook. This is important because if, as things go these days, these platforms are getting goofy with censorship and things like that. If we get pulled, you'll know where to find us, so we can keep in touch and make sure that you have the podcast. So check that out, LouLombardiMusic.com, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. Also, RockRageRadio.com. You want to go? There's so many .coms these days. This is like the .com era all over again.
All over again.
Right here on this podcast. RockRageRadio.com is where you can download the Rock Rage Radio app. Why would you want to do that? Because if you dig this, well, you're going to dig Rock Rage Radio because it is kind of like this 24/7, except better because Lily V6 has a show on there.
Obviously.
And but anyways, it is and there's an app. You just download the free app. It's totally free. This app is free.
How much does it cost?
Zero.
Nice.
Nice. And check it out. It's very, very cool. I also want to mention Wolf's Customs. Wolfscustoms.online is where you want to go, and I will find that card.
Where's that
It is
card?
walked away. Oh, it's right here.
Oh,
There it
Wolf's
is.
Customs. Check them out on all the social media places to see examples of their work. They do custom artwork on your musical instrument, drums, bass, guitar, whatever it is that you play, the ukulele, the harmonica, the mouth organ.
Cowbell. I hate you. I'm not even acknowledging it.
So anyways, Chris Thunderwolf Dodson and company, that's Wolf's Customs. Find them on social media, wolfscustoms.online. Okay, guys. So we have the cast of characters once again. And that's another thing I forgot to tell you if you're new here. We have like a cast of, it's like a wacky cast of characters, okay? And except we're like real. This is just kind of how we are.
yeah. If you were to come hang out with us,
This is pretty much.
this is what you'd
This
get.
is pretty much what it is, right, Lily?
Every time.
Okay.
Every
So-
week.
So speaking of Lily, we have Lily V6 from Rock Rage Radio. Lily,
What's up?
so what's going on with you?
I actually went to a show over the weekend. I had to cover a band out of Cleveland called Guy Snowden and the Citizens.
Yeah.
Rock music, you would love it. Check it out later. And that was my weekend. But I am going to Daytona next weekend. Woo! Or this weekend coming up.
Nice.
So
Wow.
you'll catch me
What's
there.
happening in Daytona?
Welcome to Rockville, which is a 4-day music festival of just rock. It's supposed to be America's biggest rock and roll festival. So, like, the first night, Kiss is going to be the headliner, and then
that's
Guns
big.
N' Roses.
Oh, okay,
and,
so
you know,
that kind of
big
thing.
stuff, and small stuff. Too.
Lily,
Oh God,
will Minnie Kiss be there?
no,
No. What about Max Sabbath?
no, they are not going to be there. But that would be fun.
Then it's going to suck.
It's not
Yeah,
going to suck.
come on.
It's going to be fun.
I think that Kiss should have Max Sabbath open for them on tour. So they come out on the road.
Gene probably wouldn't do that.
I
but-
know. They have lost their sense of humor in their old
How
age.
much money can I make?
Yeah. They lost their sense of humor. I would just be delicious if that were to happen.
Scrumptious.
You just said delicious.
Yeah.
Really
It would be. It would be. That's a mouth-watering idea. It's one of those things. It's like, you know it's never going to happen, but if it would happen, it would just be so fucking cool. There's a podcast. 10 things you know will never happen, but if they did, it would be so fucking cool.
Oh God, that could go on for days.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, and we do have Pittsburgh Kevin.
Hey, everybody.
And what have you been up to? You've been playing on your new smartphone?
Yes.
Are you getting
There's
smartened
this thing
up?
There's this thing called the. Listen to this. The interwebs.
No.
Yeah, it's
Get the fuck!
It's brand new.
Get the interwebs name out my mouth!
There we go.
Whatever that guy says.
Whatever that guy says.
There goes his career.
Yep.
I predict he will make a massive comeback.
Of course he will.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, he'll find
His
somebody.
next movie will be with Chris Rock.
Probably.
A cop buddy movie where he's constantly slapping his partner.
That would be great.
He's like, he has Tourette's syndrome, and his tick is slapping his partner.
These are $1 million ideas here tonight.
That someone's gonna take now.
Great. Make sure we copyright this podcast.
We are having all kinds of problems, and I hope that you people out there in Podcastville can understand this and appreciate the grave circumstance I find myself in right now.
Yeah. You. Yes.
All right, guys. And so I guess what happened with me, I was still recovering from not feeling well, and
You felt okay to me.
you know what? That is just
Is that improper? Is that too soon?
that's inappropriate.
Is it? Just a
We
little?
just got to say nay, nay, shenay, nay to that.
Rewind. Erase.
And I did my usual, which was watch all kind of movies.
There you go.
And just, seen some new ones, seen some classics, including
Yes.
a newer movie called Lamb. You guys heard about this movie called
I've
Lamb?
heard about it. Yes.
No.
Yes. What'd you think? I've not seen it, but I've heard about it. Is it bad?
It's like
That joke was.
the premise is so fucking stupid.
No.
It's like the dumbest
No.
premise.
You are correct, sir. Right, you are, sir.
So it's the dumbest premise ever, but it's completely absurd. And so I think that the marketing kind of has it like as a kind of a horror movie. There is elements of horror in it, but it's very funny too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like, it's darkly and there's like major tragedy in it as well. So it's like this you find yourself getting caught up in this story about this most absurd subject that
Right,
could ever be. Like
right.
it's like fucking stupid,
Yeah.
but you kind of get caught up in it.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And there is a lot of special effects in it. Oh, but there's some special effects in it, and they're handled very, very well, very tastefully. When it could really be really stupid, it could like been like, oh, you know what I mean? It could have been campy. It's like
Right.
it's not campy. You know what I mean? It's like it's not played for camp. But yeah. So I don't know what to tell you. You might want to check it out. So we are talking about bands that never had a lineup change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, they had a diaper change.
on
Some
occasion.
of them have, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They've had an oil change. So, but they've never changed. They never changed any lineup. And you would think too, with like the state of music all these years later, stuff that like this would be so rare.
Right.
But there's actually more than you realize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So which is really fun. Okay, before we get into what's going on here, there's some ground rules.
Oh.
Oh, man.
You're making rules after the
Yes,
fact?
after the fact.
That's not fair.
It is the Loudini rock and roll circuit.
Yeah, but everybody comes here to watch me.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got a
Wow,
point.
that's it. Oh my god.
Am I fired now?
Um,
I don't know what that meant.
all I have to say about
Here we
that.
go.
Oh, no.
Stop! Don't touch me there! This is my no-no square!
All right. Now the fun can begin.
Okay.
Got
So
that out of the way.
just a couple little ground rules. These, you guys are probably, this is probably not a thing for you.
Okay.
But there will be some people that will raise their hand. Okay. Okay,
like
for
that.
instance,
Yeah.
the band may have had a fluctuating lineup until like they, put out their first album.
Okay.
Okay, like that's like doesn't
Okay.
count. Like the Beatles, like Stuart Sutcliffe and Pete Best were in the band, but
Sure.
like by the time they were the Beatles, they were the Beatles.
They were the
It was
Beatles,
John,
right.
Paul, George, and Ringo,
It was-
and that was it.
Yes.
That was it.
Correct.
And Billy Preston playing here and there doesn't count. He's a side man, just kind of joining in. Also, if the band, like, after they were all done, doing their thing and, maybe just going out doing maybe oldies shows here and there, if, like, or, did just like a one-off show or they did Live Aid or something like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and they had to have a fill-in musician, that doesn't really count because they're not like trying to go out and be a band again
Right.
and stuff like that. It's like, just a kind of a special occasion. So that you can't say, well, that's a lineup change. Okay.
Because it's not.
Sure.
Because it's not. So we all agree on that.
Yes.
I didn't think anybody,
Yes,
any of
I
you would,
concur.
any of you guys would disagree with that.
I concur, sir.
I concur, sir.
Oh, no.
Why, bloody good I do.
You know, I'm finding out this is your fault every time he goes off.
It's my bloody fault.
I was just sitting here being quiet.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened.
What is wrong with you people? Okay, so
Seriously.
What do you mean by you people?
people.
So let's go ahead, and I love how we do it. It was starting with Lily V6, so
Yeah.
let's start with Lily V6.
Why do we always start with me?
Because ladies first.
Well,
Because you're the bestest of the best, Lily.
oh well.
Oh, shucks.
I can't argue. Anyway, the 69 Eyes, Finnish rock band founded in '89 in Helsinki. They have never had a lineup change since. Shut up.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Lily.
Since the time of Inception. I hate you guys.
Inception.
so-
That's that movie with Leonardo
Yes.
DiCaprio. Since that movie came out, they never had a lineup change.
That's right. That's right.
Initially, do you guys know who the 69 Eyes are?
No.
Okay. Initially, they started out as a glam metal band, sort of like Motley Crue and Poison and all those guys. But then they coined the term goth rock,
Oh, goth rock.
Oh.
goth and roll.
Oh my God.
Goth and roll.
So they went towards that, like more of the Mission, the Cult, Sisters of Mercy.
They did the
It was
Goth and roll.
gloomy and gothy and guitar-powered rock and roll. I think you guys would like them. I've seen them several times. They show further influence from other rock artists such as The Doors, Elvis, Billy Idol, and vampire films and literature. Mostly what their lyrics are about. It's pretty cool. I love seeing them live. I hope they come around more often. They've been coming around like every year for the last like 4 years to Pittsburgh, usually the Craft House, but they have not had a lineup
The
change.
Crack House.
Crack House. Since 1989. They have not had a lineup change. Ever.
A pen in the living room.
And I'm not going to try to really pronounce their names.
That's fine.
That's,
kind of-
well, yeah, because they're Finnish. Are you Finnish?
Yes. That was all.
Okay.
That's lovely.
You should see them.
Now, what do you got? What do you got, Pittsburgh, Kevin?
69 Well, being of Irish,
Persuasion.
Oh, we already knew this one.
Crystal blue
That's right.
persuasion.
I'm going to talk about a little band out of a city in Ireland, a city called Dublin. That's right.
Dublin.
That's right. You two know
Dublin.
who I'm talking about, right?
Ah,
You
yeah,
mean
I already
Dublin?
knew.
No, Dublin.
Dolby. Dolby. Say name's Dolby.
Dublin.
Dublin.
Dublin. Wow. We're talking about the band U2.
No.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. They're, of course, an Irish rock band, because they're, from Dublin. That's
Right.
in
The
Ireland.
troubling down in Dublin.
Legit.
Yes.
I've heard of
The group consists of Bono, The Edge. Their parents must have hated them. What the hell's up with that? Adam Clayton and Larry Mullen Jr. Not to be confused with his dad.
Well, do you know the Edge's real name?
Fuck.
Dave Evans.
Well, yeah, Edge is much.
And Bono's name is Paul Houston.
Look at that. That's why you're here, Lou.
Dude, are you kidding,
Fill
man?
me
That's one of his favorites.
U2 was my band, dude. Like I was listening to U2. I was like the kid. Me and Steve Guthrie were the kids who were listening to U2 in high school when nobody had heard of them yet. Like they played like Sunday Bloody Sunday like once.
So cutting edge.
Like at 3:00 in the morning.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, I had to laugh.
Freaking
because
love that band.
A couple months back, I watched Rattle and Hum. And
I gotta
Sounds
rewatch.
dirty.
I haven't seen that in a while. I gotta add that.
And like they're Bono and the Edge have always looked the same, right? And I'm like, who are those two other guys? Yeah, I didn't realize it was like them, Larry and Adam, like super young, because now they're much older. Of course, they have white hair and stuff like that, and the cracks in the face and stuff. And I'm like, well, who? I didn't know who are these guys? And I'm like, oh shit, that's them. They're like
They're
really
just
funny.
older now.
But yeah, so that is my pick for those four knuckleheads, those crazy guys from Ireland. Hey, Lou got a question for you. What's the difference between Bono and God?
God thinks he's Bono. I don't know what is
very
it.
close. God doesn't walk around Dublin thinking he's Bono.
Right.
All right. There
I
you
knew
go.
there was something like that.
There you go. Nice. Bono, if you're listening tonight, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, right. You're in trouble now.
Bono.
Bono, Sonny, listen.
I heard this story. I don't know if it's true or not.
The one he just told?
No. Yes, I heard that.
God
yeah.
does walk
Never mind.
around.
I heard this story. I don't know
Thinks
if
he's the Edge.
I don't know if it's true or not, that Sonny Bono and Bono found themselves on an elevator together in Las Vegas.
That would be interesting.
And Sonny, I think it had some drinks.
No.
And went up to Bono and stuck his finger in the middle of his chest and said, Bono, 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 Bono.
He did that to an Irishman?
Yeah.
There's a similar story. Two actresses, two female celebrities, as it were, met each other in the street, and the one said Oprah, the other one said Uma. Yeah, Oprah, Uma. It was back and forth. It was crazy.
You're ridiculous.
No. How do you spell that word?
Depending on the mood.
Depending on the dick.
Whoa.
I'm just depending on the dick. There's a country song.
There it is.
Wow.
Depending on the dick.
Wow.
Is Loretta Lynn going to
Loretta
sing that
Lynn
one?
is going to sing it.
Sing it.
I'm just depending on your dick.
Whoa.
That would be good.
Sir.
So,
All right, your turn there, Lou.
oh my goodness gracious. You people are
Who's
crazy.
The tension is palpable.
You guys are driving me. You drive me crazy.
I did like that song.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
I guess it's there's just too many to pick from. But I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about
Yes.
this. Just get them out of the way because they're inescapable, and it's the Beatles.
Correct.
What did they do today?
We'll
Well,
find
we're
out.
gonna find out later on. I'm not gonna spoil that. John, Paul, George, and Ringo, the four gentlemen from Liverpool. As I said earlier, yes, there was some people moving in and out, early, very, very early on before they really did anything. And, so I don't consider Pete Best a lineup change.
Nah.
Right.
Did you guys, either one of you guys ever see the television movie about the early days of the Beatles?
What's it called?
I do not remember what it was called. It was on when we were like in high school. Came on
Vaguely
TV,
remember.
Probably not
Yeah.
then.
and it's
Since I
they
was just a child.
portray it. How they portray it in the movie is that like there's actually fans of Pete Best.
Oh.
And they're like, and the band is kind of wrestling with this idea because they don't want to screw, because they have to do kind of like a fan thing going on.
Right.
They don't want to mess that up. And but Ringo is the guy for them. I can't remember why. It was so long ago, and
His
I
trousers.
saw it once.
He had nice trousers.
Hey, nice trousers.
Right.
They look better in a Beatle haircut.
Right. Then the other guy.
But he was. Yeah, maybe lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
But anyway,
Yeah,
so
the
so
fans
they
like
portrayed
Pete Best,
they
yes.
portrayed it as a kind
Listening.
of like drama about that.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, all I remember is the end of the movie where they get up to play, and it looks like it's the Cavern Club or someplace like
Yeah.
that, and the crowd keeps going, "Pete is best. Pete is best. Pete is best." And Ringo and the guys all turn around and look at Ringo. They're like, "You got to do something." And Ringo just hits the snare like as hard as he can. And the
Oh.
crowd starts to calm down.
Did they jump?
Then he hits it again, and then they get real quiet. Then he's like, "Ah," and he's like, and then he busts into some Beatles song, and that's then the credits roll. That's how it ends. But that's the only thing like it
Then
really
you're like, wonder
sticks
whatever
out.
happened to those guys. Wonder if their new drummer made it.
I watched several biopics this week, but in any case, the Beatles. I mean, they had never had a lineup change until they broke up.
Exactly.
So, it's funny. The Stones really went through like a between Brian and Mick Taylor. Yeah, and then they sort of. I mean, a lot of people feel that like they were just biding their time until Ron Wood was available because those two guys worked together really well.
Yeah.
Keith and Ron. I mean, but though they can't even say that they are, never had a lineup change, and they're just as old. It's interesting. So what do you got, Lily?
I'm going with Garbage next.
Oh, that was my next one.
Sorry.
We'll both
We'll
worship.
tag team it.
That's right.
American rock band formed in 1993 in Madison, Wisconsin. The band's lineup has remained unchanged since it started. All 4 members are involved in the songwriting and production process. They've sold over 17 million albums worldwide. The first album was like the shit, I guess.
The shit. It was the shit.
Selling over 4 million copies and achieving double.
Here's
platinum
Lily's
certification.
album reviews.
It's the shit.
It's the shit.
You know what? That's a good review.
It's the shit.
They've won Grammys. They've yeah.
Oh boy.
They were part of. They had a song on the World Is Not Enough soundtrack, and they have broken up. But guess what? They're touring again.
Yeah,
So,
boy.
And the members are who again?
Shirley Manson, Duke Erickson, Steve Marker, Butch Vig.
Butch Vig is produced
that's awesome.
Nirvana
Yeah.
and a bunch of other things. And maybe work with Nine Inch Nails.
So I think I might go see them since they're touring again.
All right then.
Why not?
I just want to. I wonder what Shirley looks like now.
I think she's still pretty spicy.
Charlie.
She's fucking badass. I remember seeing for the first time the video Queers to the Queer,
Mm-hmm.
the Queer whatever, and I'm like, what is this? Who is she? It was
Actually,
very cool.
They just released an album in 2021 called No Gods, No Masters.
Oh my.
So they're still writing albums.
Yeah, Fed Master.
I knew that was coming. Ha, zing.
Pittsburgh, Kevin.
Hi everybody.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Casa
Muy
de
bien.
Pepe. Omelette du fromage. Anyway,
Andale, andale.
Oh my God, fired.
so I'm gonna go with Alter Bridge.
He's been uncanceled.
Who has?
For now.
Speaking
Who?
of Speedy Gonzalez, he's uncanceled.
Oh, Speedy. I'm like, me? I wasn't even aware I was canceled. Shunned. Unshunned. What are you talking about? Shunned. Okay. There you go.
Unshunned.
But yeah, going with
Loudini unshunned. That's my biography.
following Loudini after hours. Loudini unshunned. I'm going with Alter Bridge. Alter Bridge is an American rock band from Orlando, Florida.
Why do you say
The band was formed in 2004 by vocalist rhythm guitarist Miles Kennedy.
Ooh.
Not to be confused with John F. Lead guitarist Mark Tremonti. Bassist Brian Marshall. And drummer Scott Phillips.
Scott!
Not to be confused with Wilson Phillips.
All the
Or
Phillips.
Phillips Milk of Magnesia.
No shit? Anyway.
Or Phillips Light Bulbs.
Oh, yes, right?
Or the Phillips Screwdriver. Phillips was like a popular name in our
Apparently,
culture.
yeah, right?
There's a lot of Phillips shit.
Oh my gosh. So, after their former band Creed became inactive in 2003,
Ah.
Tremonti and Phillips formed a new band with former bandmate Marshall and new member Kennedy. Alter Bridge was formally unveiled in January 2004, months before Creed's official breakup in June. So there you go. That's my little tidbit of information for you today. Alter Bridge.
It's the difference between that and Creed is like, astronomical. It's just it's just really different. And I was really hoping that those guys, when I first heard them, I was really hoping that they would have success. I was like, hope this doesn't
liked
just
them.
end up being like, I think those guys had to get away from that Scott Stapp. I think he's poison.
He was a bad influence on them.
Maybe he's gotten his life together since. I hope that he has. I hope that he does. But that was just
I'll pray for him.
most non-heinous.
Most non-heinous.
Yeah. That was no excuse for that. But then we wouldn't have had Alter Bridge, and we wouldn't have Miles Kennedy doing records with Slash either.
Right,
Like
legit.
that dude has such
Mm-hmm.
an amazing voice. Cream.
Delicious.
Okay.
All right, the word of
I'm
the day
done.
is not delicious.
Oh, I found it. Oh, I was in there a long time. Phew.
Welcome to the Dick and Fart Joke Hour.
It's the Dick and Fart Joke Hour. I'm Dick. I'm Fart.
Welcome to our hour. Yeah. Sorry about that.
God in
Dick and Fart.
Did you like that one?
The Dick and Fart joke hour. Well, that
He's
could
got
be. Wait
tears.
a minute.
He's
Wait a
got-
minute. That could be one of those things from the '70s. You know, the guys in the bad suits, and it's all the background's all black. They're in these chairs and these really weird microphones in front of them. You know what I mean? You know, and it can be real serious. You know, tonight on the Dick and Fart joke hour,
I can't.
we have Ted Kennedy
Yasser
and
Arafat.
the young senator from or whatever. You know. And then who's the guy they always say? Oh, the real smug conservative guy, William Buckley. You know what I mean? It's like sitting back smoking a crack pipe. Like he smoked the pipe. There had to be dope in the pipe. You know what I mean? He'd be smoking. You know,
Yes.
and you know, and he just was like he was very what's the word? He was like very quick witted. It's like so that's why he would get over on so many people because he was just could
He
like
could come up with
yeah
stuff
she could
right
come up
away.
with like something
Yeah.
like on the spot, man. But I don't know how we got there. The Dick and Fart joke hour. Okay, so
So
I
went
started
on.
talking about cream.
Sorry.
You guys are. Oh, I tell you what, man.
I said
You guys are
delicious.
jacking me up.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Oh God, can you
Jacking
stop?
you up.
Not jacking me off.
Oh, that's because that's a different kind of cream. Yeah, I went there.
We're
Lily.
back.
I went there, Lily.
Kevin?
Lily.
Kevin,
I
thank
went
you.
there.
Kevin,
I already
thank you.
heard it.
Speaking of cream,
Yes.
this was a band that never had a lineup change. Jack
segue.
Bruce, Ginger Baker, and Eric Clapton. This was a group that Clapton formed with these gentlemen after messing around with the Blues Breakers and he was and the Yardbirds. That was all done, and this was the sort of like I really need to get my guitar on. You know, just really like. Well, that's what he was trying to do. He didn't like the Yardbirds because they were too commercial, too pop. You know, and he really wanted to explore the blues. And then the John Mayhall, that was John Mayhall's band, and he just felt, you know what I mean, like he couldn't do what he wanted.
Right.
Well, so and you know everybody had been talking about Hendrix too, and so this idea of this 3-piece because then everybody could really explore, and everybody did all those like. Blues rock artists did that somewhere around that time. Like there was these guys, and Jeff Beck had Beck Bogert and Appice, and who was the other one of the then it was it was a kind of a thing, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Yeah, there's like several of these, you know, centered around a guitar player, you know, and a singing guitar player usually. So it was a really he was able to just really think and really solo a lot and really and it was just he just got tired of it and that was the end of that. It didn't last long because he just got tired of it. He just he was a kind of what do you call those people that are kind of like always like searching for the next thing. You know what I mean? He's kind of. I always got that impression by Clapton. He's always like,
I don't know the
I'm
words,
kind of
but
bored
yes.
with
See, where
this.
can I
I
go
want to.
from here?
I'm bored. Yeah, I
What
want to go
now?
do this. You know, I'm all right. I'm done. I gotta go over here. You know, like kind of like a desperado or something. And
Good word.
And a delicious desperado.
I hate you.
No, I'm just kidding. So it was I'm umming a lot. Stop umming.
What?
He's umming.
Oh, you're umming.
But it was looked back on by fans as like Clapton's like best stuff. But he just was not that kind of musician where he was going to stay stuck. I mean, I get it, you know. I get what he was doing, you know. But and there's Clapton era that I like better and worse than others, you know. I mean, you know, so he got to play a lot of different kind of music, and when he gigged live, he covered the Cream stuff. You know, they always played it. So yeah, but these guys never. They of course was never lineup change. Even when they reunited, when was it? 10 years ago?
Yeah, something like
the
that.
Royal Albert Hall
Yeah.
or whatever they did. You know, and all kind of famous people came to see him play and everything like that. You know, it was those guys.
Yeah, it's them.
Oh, and they nearly broke up before they even got a chance to get.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We told that story once.
Yeah, you know, it was just like almost just didn't happen even. It's funny to see them, especially see Jack and Eric interviewed about that. Mm-hmm. They're like perfect English gentlemen. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so I thought really at one point we may not be actually completing this project. Something like that, you know.
Yeah, right.
But Ginger Baker's like, I was ready to kick them both in the ass and tell them to get the fuck out. You know, he was like, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, those guys, there's three totally wacky personalities, man. Just totally crazy people.
It was destined
I
not to
think,
work.
you know, there'll be good podcasts where we talk about rock stars who we speculate are probably total nutcases in real life. And I think probably many of them are.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Many of them are.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys definitely are. They're whacked in the head.
Just a little.
But so Cream, that would be
There you
my pick.
Very good.
Word.
Word
up.
word to your mama.
Don't you talk about my mama.
Getting down with Jesus.
Wow. Really?
What? No.
I haven't watched that video where they debunk it or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's really interesting.
So, anyways, does anybody have any pertinent
Comments?
ones? Or no comments.
No,
No
comment.
comment.
Don't.
Not right now, but let's go around again.
One
right.
more?
Yeah, at least.
So I have Kings of Leon.
Oh yeah.
I actually really like this band. A lot of people don't.
Is on fire.
Yeah, I love that song. American rock band formed in Nashville, Tennessee in 1999. It's brothers Caleb, Nathan, and Jared Followell with their cousin Matthew Followell.
Were they kissing cousins?
I don't think so, but maybe someday we'll find out. The band's early music was a blend of southern rock and garage rock with blues influences, but it has gradually evolved throughout the years to include a variety of genres that are more alternative.
Genres.
Yes, genres.
That's like how that word is spelled. Genre. I like saying it. Genre.
They actually were more popular in the UK at first than they were in the US.
Was it because of their genre?
Probably. I'm done talking to you.
What? You don't. Yeah.
The single "Sex on Fire," "Use Somebody," and "Notion" all peaked at
Single
number
Sex
one.
on Fire. I know all about that.
I'm sure you do.
You get that from a toilet seat, I heard.
Ow.
The group has 12 Grammy Award nominations and 4 wins, so they must not be doing something too bad. I saw them once for free in Orlando. They were just doing a free concert on the City Walk
Okay.
for not Disney, Universal Studios, and I stood there and just watched them, and they're super fun live. Unfortunately, every time they're in Pittsburgh, they do cancel their shows. So every time I see the announcement, I'm like, we'll give it a couple months. They're going to
Yeah.
cancel that show. They do have 8 studio albums.
Well, they just not draw around here? Or?
Not really. Like, there's like maybe 20 people that want to go see them. I'm one of them. But they do work with some touring musicians that I wanted to just throw that out there as well, because when they're, it's obviously not just them, but they add more later. And my foot is really itchy, and I don't know why. Sorry.
Oh, you can scratch it.
It's just really itchy. That's all.
It's because you have foot aids.
I do have foot aids.
Foot aids?
I don't really know what that is,
I don't know either,
but that's fine.
Footvid.
I think that should be our new charity.
Footvid 19.
Wow.
Kings of Leon. I bought one of their albums purely from and I'm gonna go. Okay,
I
eat
can't
my
wait to hear
words.
this.
Eat my words. I'm gonna eat my words right now. Purely from a review in Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh, and you don't even like that.
And I was taking a shit, and it was by the toilet,
Oh,
and
all
I was
right.
thumbing through it, and I was like, these guys sound like they might be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that YEP maybe had played something, you know,
Yeah.
but I didn't really remember. So I'm like, screw it, I'm just got to get the CD, and I really liked it.
I like them. A lot.
It was before they became like a pop band.
Yeah.
They're more kind of rootsy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really, and it's a double album if I recall. It really, I was like, damn, like what they could do.
Yeah.
It was impressive. Speaking of kissing cousins,
Oh boy.
We weren't, but go ahead.
I this really kind of relates to my family. I watched I rewatched Great Balls of Fire, the story of Jerry Lee
oh
Lewis.
yeah, I have that.
And if you think that him marrying his cousin when you saw the movie in the movie theater in 1987 when it came out was uncomfortable then.
Imagine.
I was like, oh my God, 13.
It's so dirty.
And it is just like,
Is it grimy?
it's very uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
I remember going to see it and not feeling that uncomfortable about it. But it was really uncomfortable. I mean, he pays a giant price for that. My parents were alive when that happened. They were like teenagers and stuff like when that happened, and they told my sister and I about him, that how it was like he was poised to really be the next big thing. And then it came out that he married his 13-year-old cousin, but he paid a terrible price, but they ended up having a family together, and over time people forgave him. He kind of, I mean, that doesn't mean he didn't lead a very interesting life. He has other legal issues and stuff too.
No.
But he became, and there was a lot of musicians after him that came out and said like what an influence he was and stuff like that.
What a showman.
Yeah.
Holy-
But
for sure.
this is
There's a story, if I may interject. He and Chuck Berry were going to play a show, and they were fighting who was going to go on first, because whoever went on first was the supporting act, and somehow Chuck was going to go on second. He was going to be the headliner. So Jerry Lee went out and played a hell of a set, and at the very last song, he set the piano on fire and kicked it over, walked off stage, looked at Chuck and go, okay, beat that. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's great. I like that.
Yeah.
So there.
Well, not only was Jerry Lee Lewis a pervert, he was also a racist.
I'm sure he was a
If you
lot
want to
of
look
things.
into that story, sure. Yeah.
I'm sure he was a lot of things.
No, he was not. I'm not.
Jerry, if you're listening,
I was making that joke because of the Chuck Berry thing.
Chuck Berry incident.
No, just kidding around. Yeah. Yeah. He was a wildly interesting character.
Very, very much.
But yeah, the Kings of Leon, they got that Southern thing going on too. At least they did before they became more
Pop.
commercial. Yeah. But a lot of bands do that. There's a good one would be bands that completely change their sound.
There you go.
Yeah, and there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Kings of Leon is one of those bands. They really changed their sound. Kevin, you got anything else?
Yeah, I got another one here. If you would care to hear it, I'm gonna go with. Why am I so dramatic? I'm gonna go with the Strokes.
Oh.
Yes, the Strokes. No,
Honky
the
Clown.
The Strokes.
I'm telling you what.
Not the honks.
Honky.
I'll
Not the
leave.
honks. Poor Honky.
That's
He's getting a
terrible.
complex. Oh,
Good.
It's gone now. Anyway. All right, the Strokes are an American rock band from New York City, formed in 1998. The band is composed of singer Julian Casablancas.
Oh, what a name.
Yeah, right? There's some good ones here, too.
hot.
That's hot. Guitarist Nick Valenci and guitarists Nick Valenci and Albert Hammond Jr. Bassist, here we go. Ready? Nikolai Freitori.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm serious.
You never know no Nikolai Frattori.
Serious, I
Oh,
know
God.
him. And drummer, oh Lord, here we go. Fabrizio Moretti.
Oh, he's probably hot. I have to look him up.
I would hope so. Wait a minute, drummer. Drummer. Yeah, he's all right.
Actually, I don't think that band is attractive.
No, they're not. I was just looking at the I'm like, oh, these are very small pictures I'm looking at. But
Like on Rush level.
hey,
Sorry.
some people like big noses on men. Anyway.
You know what they say about a man with a big nose?
What's that?
I don't know. They say something. I forget what it was.
Well, my thing was because I have big feet, and I'm constantly walking into shit at work, and I'm like, you know what they say about guys with big shoes? And they're like, what? And I'm like, big socks. It's lame. It's lame. It's lame. I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hooray!
That's a good one.
But anyway, so that is my pick, the Strokes.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Thank you,
That's
thank
a
you, sir.
good. That's a good pick in the butt.
No, that's not how that works.
I have one.
Do
Just
you?
one.
I think. I think that people forget. I think people forget about this band. Never change lineup.
Yes.
The Police.
Correct as usual, King Friday.
Wow, King Friday. No, I don't want to go there.
Okay.
You had to think about that really hard.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that.
The one time we censor ourselves.
But yeah, Sting, Andy, and Stewart,
Stu.
that was it. And then when they broke up,
That was it.
that was it. And then when they did their reunion, it was just them.
just those
I
three.
don't know that they ever. Now, this would be a question. I'm just curious if they ever used supporting musicians when they toured.
I kind of feel like they would have.
I think that
have
they
to,
might.
yeah.
No, well, no, they didn't.
No.
No, they didn't. No, not in the beginning.
Go in the Google machine.
Not on their original. Not on their original stuff. But we don't count. We can't count supporting music. You know what I mean? Like if they
Right.
bring a conga player out, or you know what I mean, you can't be doing we can't like fault them. That's an original lineup.
Right.
You know, they have supporting
Right.
musicians.
Sure.
You know,
Yes.
but there was never anybody else. Now, again, they originally had another guitar player in the very, very beginning, and he was more of a punk rocker, and he did not get along with Sting. Like Sting was very frustrated because he didn't know any chords. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's kind of important.
It
No,
does not say.
Sting is a jazz musician. What he meant by he didn't know any chords meant like he could
know-
all he could play is E, A, and B.
Right.
You know, he was a punk rocker. He couldn't play, you know, how to modulate to the fifth and
Right,
you know,
right,
do, you know,
right.
blah blah blah. Blah.
Hey now.
Yeah. So the Police.
There it is.
Why not?
There you go.
Oh,
Why not?
Good pick.
There's before we go move on to something else. Is there any that you just really dying? Either one of you really dying to mention?
No,
I just love it.
I named
You-
all
you
the
hit-
ones I wanted to say.
You hit the ones you wanted to say. But there's a whole bunch more: Rage Against the Machine, Radiohead, Rammstein.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
All
yeah.
bands that begin with the letter R.
Incredible.
All of them.
And Rush.
No,
Stop
that's not true. John Rutsey.
That's true.
They did have a lineup change.
I just wanted to see Lily's reaction.
You already knew what was going to happen. Oddly enough, so our next week podcast, all of my bands I picked
Yeah.
have had millions of lineup changes.
Wow.
Oddly enough, that'd be a good band name.
Tonight.
You always say that.
I just might make a little note of that.
Yeah. Write that down. Band names.
Oddly enough.
2 F's. It's 2 F's.
Like enough's enough.
Yeah, enough's enough. That was a whole thing.
Dude, there's a really red moon out there tonight.
Oh yeah, there's some weird
It's the blood moon.
outer space thing happening.
That's awesome.
This is when the Starship Enterprise
Oh
and the,
my God,
and the
nerd!
Millennium Falcon cross dimensions.
Where you going? Lily, come back.
Dude, I saw the nerdiest thing ever on TikTok.
Yeah.
So it starts. First comes up. It says Star Wars fans are going to
I
fucking
know
kill
exactly
me.
what you're talking about.
And
It broke my brain.
And, yeah, and it's some scenes from Star Wars, and it's like the Star Wars intro, but it's the music from Star. Oh no, it's
It's the music
from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they get people
And
get fucked
all
up
of the
over it.
credits are done in Star Trek. style.
Yeah. You know, and you know the types that are going to lose their minds
Yeah,
over that.
I did put
you
my
know, you
brain
get,
just
yeah,
a little.
You
Then I
know,
laughed.
yeah, you know, there's those people are going to just fucking hate it. So, what is a new band, Lily, that you would like to talk about?
I would like to talk about Jeff Carlson.
Mr. Carlson.
No.
Formerly of the Jeff Carlson Band, he's solo now.
He's solo.
Currently signed with RFL Records. You know John Marhefka. Under management with from Nolan Hodges at NK Music. He's played at a variety of venues. So he's been at the Whiskey, he's been at Couts Vamped, he's been at the House of Blues. He just finished his major US 2022 tour. Can't remember the name of it now. He's probably going to yell at me over my shoulder. Yes. He's like one of those kind of musicians who got like this amazing voice even when he just speaks, let alone sings, and he's like a really great frontman. Like he's got charisma. He's very Steven Tyler-esque, very Mick Jagger. So very cool guy. He's actually played with bands like Tesla, Slaughter, Great White, Bon Jovi, all these guys. He is from Las Vegas. I interviewed him on the show.
Viva Las Vegas!
I've interviewed him on the show many times. Saw him live once, which was a couple weeks ago actually, and it was fantastic. He has so much energy, and he's awesome. Yesterday's Gone album just came out, so check that out.
All right.
Cool.
And he's actually really, really cute.
All right, never mind.
He's married.
That doesn't matter.
He's married. It does matter.
Because he's cute.
Yeah, that's
No,
the thing.
he's a really good musician. Check him out.
He just happens to be cute.
There's a lot of them that are cute and also good musicians.
Yeah. But is he delicious?
I don't know because he's
Magically
married
good.
and I'm not going to go there.
Sir.
He's luscious.
Luscious Carlson.
He's a good dresser.
Luscious Carlson.
Wow. Like Luscious Jackson.
Yeah. Did they ever have a lineup? I'm sure they probably still
Oh, no
changing
doubt.
maybe. Luscious Jackson. Wow. Didn't think I was going to run into him today. Okay. Clean break.
Ooh.
Just like have a nice clean break. Clean break. It's the band features James Durbin, Mike Flintz, Perry Richardson, and Robert Sweet. These are folks that have been in a few other things together. They worked in different Striper lineups and Quiet Riot lineups and things like that. I would probably say these guys would be like, this isn't going to sound nice. But they're kind of like, and I don't mean it in a not nice way. I just don't know another way of saying it. They're kind of C-listers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're not really like, they're not. This isn't Steve Vai and
Right,
Buckethead
right.
and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? These guys
But
are
still
like,
something to check out.
Yeah, they're still the album's coming out in July, and it's going to be really good. The song, the title of the album is called "Coming Home," and the song's called they do have a video out to the title song "Coming Home." It's really good. It's very, very, very good. I like the guy's voice. He has a sort of like an edgier Bon Jovi. The song is definitely heavier than like anything Bon Jovi ever did. It's it definitely rocks a lot harder. And it's got this big kind of chorus that's like a I don't know, just this kind of big like emotional kind of thing going on. It's cool. I think it's a super. I think they sound fucking great. I would have a hard time classifying it in terms of genre. It is like a heavier rock sound, of course, but it's not really 80s. It's not really 70s.
It's just rock.
It's just, you know what I mean? There isn't, it doesn't sound really all that much like the music like on Octane either. Right. They're kind of doing their own thing. It's kind of cool. It's really cool. So you guys want to check that band out, Clean Break.
Clean Break.
Lyrics with Loudini.
Here we go.
Time for Lyrics with Loudini.
Here we go.
And
Sit down, everybody.
I not only did I watch Great Balls of Fire this week, I also watched the Buddy Holly story.
Oh, I love that.
I freaking love that.
Yeah.
I saw that when I was a kid. My parents were friends with this other family, and the kids weren't quite like the right age.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I would try to find something on TV, and this was on, and I sat in this little room and watched the whole thing, just like mesmerized. And I was at that age where I was just getting like interested in music,
Yeah.
and I knew who Buddy Holly was. My parents played his songs and everything. So I'm on this kind of kick, with these sort of 50s era, rockers, and I added to my watch list Elvis.
Is that the new one?
Let me can I get it out?
Tell me all about it.
Larry, can I talk? Can I talk?
What?
Elvis with the John Carpenter directed John Carpenter and
Come
Kurt
on.
Russell.
Yes.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a made-for-TV movie that I saw as a kid on television, and it really affected me. So today's selection for Lyrics with Loudini
Yes.
is I need a drink of water
Have a
here.
drink. Cleanse the palate.
Have a beverage.
Drink
When
up,
your mouth
Johnny.
is dry, you're plenty high. This is we're gonna do Jailhouse Rock,
Oh.
And this is
all
a whole
right then.
story.
Okay.
and this is a song I think that Lily would like because it tells a story. I know
Yes.
you like stuff that tells a story, even though it's like not Iron Maiden.
It's
But
okay.
maybe Iron Maiden could do a
Redo
version.
it.
of
I bet you they could.
That'd be awesome.
I would love to hear that actually.
Wanna throw a party at the county jail. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this.
I'm ready.
Do it.
I am too, but I think that maybe for this we might just do
Cut
that.
Pause
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Just for a moment, for a moment. So here we are. This is Jailhouse Rock, as performed by Loudini.
Oh. Nice.
The warden threw a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, and they began to wail. Okay, we have to stop. Wait a minute. What warden throws a party in the fucking jail?
I would.
Well.
We never stop to question the premise of the song.
Well, look. They're either helping the prisoners escape, or they're throwing parties. Which one is better? I'm just saying.
The band was jumping, and the joint began to swing. You should have heard them knocked out jailbirds sing.
Yeah.
Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the Jailhouse Rock. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is where it gets really colorful.
Okay.
Spider Murphy played the tenor saxophone. Little Joe was blowing on the slide trombone.
I'll bet he was.
Hey.
The drummer boy from Illinois went crash, boom, bang. The whole rhythm section was the Purple Gang. Okay, this specifically, well, this whole song has had a an interpretation
Yeah, Lily's kind of filling me in.
of, a kind of like
Yeah.
gay soiree.
Whoa. It wasn't-
Can we say gay? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
No, I'm worried about soiree. Don't say that. Gee whiz.
Taking place, in the, joint. And, so maybe the warden would throw a party.
Could be.
I don't think the kids in the 50s realized it was that kind of party.
No.
Anyways, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the Jailhouse Rock. Oh, there's more.
Oh, no
But
way.
wait.
This is like one of those hymns, you would have in church. You would open up and you pray to God, and you looked at it, was like 7 verses. You're like, motherfucker!
Like, why do we pick this one today?
Number 47 said to number 3. Oh, boy.
It's a small jail.
You're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I sure would be delighted with your company. Come on and do the Jailhouse Rock with me.
No, there's no getting around that one right there.
I'm 47.
There's no
You're the cutest jailbird.
Ambiguity about that one? Yeah. That's it.
Ambiguity.
Yeah,
Ambiguity.
that's right. That too.
Ambiguity.
Oh, no. Ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
Yo, ambiguity.
All right.
Armageddon. Boom boom.
Exactly. Wow, that's a little frightening.
Yeah. So come on and do the Jailhouse Rock with me.
Huh.
I wanted to say, I have a confession here. I didn't really understand all the lyrics until I looked at them for this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is one of the songs like I knew the Crash Boom Bam. I knew a couple little words, but
sure.
a lot of
You
it I
didn't know
couldn't
the
really
whole-
understand. And I think too it was like a generation removed from me, and I thought that maybe some of the figures of speech were maybe things I just didn't understand. I couldn't put together. But reading these lyrics, You get a whole, eye-opening. Let's rock, Pittsburgh Kevin.
Oh, no.
Lily V6.
Yes.
Let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the Jailhouse Rock. Sad Sack was sitting on a block of stone, way over in the corner, weeping all alone. The warden said, "Hey, buddy, don't you be no square. If you can't find a partner, use a wooden chair." Ow. Ow, just ow, Elvis. Ow.
He didn't think that through.
Oh, man, I'm going to be sitting right the rest of the podcast now. Let's rock, everybody. Let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the Jailhouse Rock.
Huh.
Oh, we're not done.
There's more.
Oh, Lord.
Shifty Henry said to Bugs, "For heaven's sake, no one's looking. Now's your chance to make a break." Bugsy turned to Shifty, and he said, "Nix, I want to stick around a while and get my kicks." So the prison sex was so good, he didn't want to leave,
Wow.
even though everybody was distracted.
Wow.
Let's rock, everybody. Let's rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the Jailhouse Rock, 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 dancing to the Jailhouse Rock. Okay, Jailhouse Rock, written by the famous songwriting team of Lieber and Stoller.
I bet.
First he Lieb, then he Stoller.
No! Wouldn't it be fun to be in jail together? Honky.
Honky's in the joint with us.
Oh, Lord.
There's a song.
What's that?
In the joint with Honky.
Fuck me running. No. You guys
I was
know.
referring to Honky the Clown.
Yeah.
I know.
I
the
just
Clown.
realized.
What are you talking about?
Speaking of misheard lyrics, I wanted to point out one thing. So while I've completely offended everybody and probably scared everyone away,
Nice.
the line "I sure would be delighted with your company." When I was a kid, because they couldn't understand the words, I thought, look, since it's about dancing, I thought it was "I sure would be delighted with you bumping me." And then, as I, when it came out, the whole sort of gay prison sex thing side of it came
Maybe
out.
that was the original lyrics.
It was a whole new meaning.
Yeah, I started to wonder.
Hold on, we got to change that. Wow. See, the things you learn here on Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
It's very eye-opening.
I never made the connection, Mr. Obvious.
Yeah. Lieber and Stoller also wrote Hound Dog, Love Potion No. 9, and On Broadway.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, these guys made, money hand over fucking fist. They basically own the songs. That was a different era. Era. That's when the songwriter would write the songs and the artist would perform the songs.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
It was really the Beatles
That started writing their own
they
stuff.
changed it in pop music.
Yeah.
The folkies were doing that.
Right.
Folkies.
Those folkies.
I'm old little
It's such a weird word.
Folky.
Right.
Right. Bloody right!
Oh, hell.
Bells.
Do you know why, Pittsburgh Kevin?
I don't know.
Do you know why?
I don't know why he does
I don't
anything he
know
does.
why. Okay,
There's that.
why?
Do you know why rock is the perfect music?
I wasn't aware there was going to be a test tonight. I didn't study.
Can you take a wild guess?
Why rock is the perfect music?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is there really a correct answer
Let's
to this?
start with that premise. What would you say? How would you argue that point?
Because it's raw and full of emotion. Am I going?
All right, raw and full of emotion. Survey says. Okay, Lily, what would you say?
I'm not answering that question.
You sure? Just you could take a crack. It's not. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm just I'm trying to get different.
I got nothing.
Here's why
My answer is it's just because I like it.
That's why. Well, that is the most important thing. We could just shut up now. It really is.
Hey, thanks for listening. Yeah, good night.
But here's why rock is the perfect music.
Okay.
Rock is the perfect music because it explores literally explores every other style of music. Listen. So so we started out with rock and roll.
Right.
With the early guys,
Sure.
the Elvis
Buddy
Presleys
Hollies,
and all the Buddy
yeah,
Hollies and all that. And then rock, the rock kind of dies for a little bit. Then it comes back with the British invasion, and rock and roll becomes rock at that point. It kind of goes, and rock is I Want to Hold Your Hand, and it's also Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Right.
Rock is Take It Easy by the Eagles and Walk by Pantera.
Right. It's all the things.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Rock is Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols and Let's Go Crazy by Prince.
Exactly.
Okay? It's, it's Steely Dan and Metallica. It's a genre that includes bands that sound so different. And you could do so many different things in rock, and you can do rock where you jam, and you can just, you can be like, you can write super fast, you can write pop songs, you could do everything. You can have violins and strings and horns and kazoos and
all the things.
You can do absolutely anything with it. It is just like a great palette. There really isn't anything else that really does that well. I mean, that is how rock started. Rock started as a combination of the music. Everybody said this, this is historically accurate. The music of black musicians and the music of white musicians coming together. The blues had a baby, and they called it rock and roll, right?
Yes.
So it started with that. That's kind of like its birthright so that's why I think that rock is the perfect music. Because it's virtually eternal. You can do anything you want. I mean, there's been all kind, there's the rockers that are like got the hip hop thing going on and the rap thing going on and the techno thing going on. Like, anything. You can incorporate rock or incorporate anything that you want into rock. On this day in music, Lily V6, B Bumble and the Stingers were at number 1 on the UK singles charts with Nut Rocker.
I know. I read that. I'm like, what is that even?
Nut Rocker. That sounds like an AC/DC tune. It does.
It does. Now that you say that, the instrumental was based on Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Suite.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Wow.
So it was like dun 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 dun. They could do it like speed metal. It'd be
There
great.
you go. Yeah.
I bet the Trans-Siberian Orchestra does that. I'm sure that they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they beat me to it. On this day, the Beatles.
Surprise!
Oh, surprise.
I almost didn't want to even mention the Beatles and the bands that never had lineup change.
Right.
Because we always talk
we
about
always
the
end
Beatles
up talking about the fucking
It
Beatles.
all comes back to the Beatles.
every week.
Yeah.
Appeared live on the national BBC children's program Pops and Lenny.
Oh.
They performed From Me to You and a shortened version of Please Please Me. Mary Wells, this day in 1964, started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with My Guy. Written and produced by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, it made it to number 5 in the UK.
Nice.
Man.
The Rolling Stones,
Oh,
driving away from a gig on this day in 1965, Civic Hall, Long Beach, California. The limo taking the Stones back to their hotel was besieged by fans who caved in the roof by standing on it.
Wow.
The band attempted to hold the roof up while their chauffeur drove
That's
off
great.
with bodies flailing onto the road.
That's great. I like that a lot. That's how popular you are.
Yeah.
Your limo's getting crushed by fans.
Okay, stop fucking around. Put your hands up.
There's all these like talks, is rock ever gonna like come back and like be a mainstream art form and all this stuff like that. One of the things that made rock was shit like that.
Right?
Right?
Like that was like, and we're never gonna have that again. We're never
think
going
so.
to have that again because
No.
Generation Z is not going to be climbing on the top of people's cars and
No.
paving them in. You know what I mean?
They're quite boring.
Unless it's for political reasons.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. That's more like the millennial, the younger millennials. But in any case, so it was that insane cult around
Craziness.
rock
Yeah.
that made it so special. That was definitely part of it. It isn't just a musical phenomenon. You know what I mean? It's like a cultural thing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
On this day, 1966, Bob Dylan's iconic Blonde on Blonde album was released, reaching number 9 on the U.S. charts, number 3 in the U.K., rock's first double album, and Dylan's 7th studio effort. It was recorded with Al Cooper and Robbie Robertson and Nashville country session players. And it had what Dylan later called that wild Mercury sound. The Beach Boys released the classic album this day in 1966, Pet Sounds, widely ranked one of the most influential records ever released, and it was ranked at number 1 in several music magazines' lists of great albums of all time. It's a great biopic about Brian Wilson with Paul Dano and John Cusack.
Was it Mercy?
Yeah. Mercy.
No,
Mercy.
is it No
Street.
Mercy or Mercy? No, it's just Mercy. I think.
It's just called Love and Mercy.
Love and Mercy.
Love and
That's
Mercy.
what it is. Yes.
Mercy
that's
Street. That's a
fantastic.
song by Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not considered like one of their best albums, like when it first came out. It wasn't completely, but then it was people like Paul McCartney and John Lennon talking about how Light was their favorite record. That like it really kind of made people go back and take a second listen to it. Sometimes you don't know what you got right on your nose. Like Americans did not know what the blues was until British children came over here, started playing it for us. And we went like, that what? That started here? What? Nah, get the hell out of here. Speaking of Pete Townsend, this day in 1969, Pete spent the night in a U.S. jail for assaulting a man at a Who gig at the Fillmore East. What Townsend didn't know was the man who jumped on the stage was a plainclothes policeman trying to warn the audience that a fire had broken out. The Who guitarist was later fined $30 for the offense.
Wow. $30.
He was probably like, get the fuck off my stage.
Right? No, listen, get off.
That's commitment. Again, that's fucking commitment.
Yep.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young on this day in 1970 went to number 1 on the U.S. album chart with Deja Vu. Very classic.
Oh,
album.
yes.
The album featured 3 top 40 singles: Teach Your Children, Our House, and Woodstock. In 2003, the album was ranked number 148 on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. Oh my goodness, I don't know, whatever. Brian, this day in 1974, guitarist Brian May collapsed in New York while Queen were on a U.S. tour and was flown back to England suffering from hepatitis.
Oh, my.
Scary.
Well, that's what you get for
Brian.
shooting up.
What? Not Brian May. He ate something wrong. Bad. It's tapas. He ate
Patty
tapas.
Smith,
He ate Patty
1976. Hear that?
Smith. They got hepatitis. Brian May ate Patty Smith and got hepatitis. That's
I
what
would-
he's saying.
Probably.
All right, go on, I'm
That's
sorry.
probably right.
Maybe.
That actually makes sense. Brian Smith.
Not Brian May.
Oh, I was talking about Brian Smith.
No.
We went,
Patty Smith.
we went to high school with this kid, Brian Smith. He would eat the ice cream sandwich. He would eat the wrapper and everything.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. You're saying, I had a kid in grade school or high school or whatever. Yeah, you pay him $1 to eat it. No,
He just
Brian would
ate
just eat it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so bizarre.
I don't think Brian's listening tonight, so we're saying.
Patti Smith made her UK debut at the Roundhouse, London. The American singer, songwriter, poet, and visual artist became a highly influential component of the New York City punk rock movement with their 75 album Horses. This day in 1977, the London Evening Standard reported that Led Zeppelin singer Robert Plant had been arrested at an Atlanta airport for being drunk and pulling a knife.
A knife?
A knife. Yes. Since Plant was at his home in Wales at the time of the incident, the person arrested was a man impersonating Plant, and the British paper ran an apology the following night.
Turned out it was Peter Criss.
It was Peter Criss.
Yeah.
Peter Crisp.
I love that cereal. All right, let's just go on before. No.
Former New Minty Crystals. Former New Crystal. I have been pretty good tonight
Holy
with
cow.
myself.
You were
Right,
doing
yeah.
okay for a
Okay,
minute there.
former
You can do it.
New Christie Minstrels member,
There you
with Kenny Rogers, Kim Carnes started a 9-week run at #1 on the U.S. singles charts with Betty Davis Eyes on this day in 1981.
Good year.
Yeah. Oh, was
I
it?
am this
Wonder
this song was ubiquitous of the time. Like it was inescapable. It didn't matter if you didn't listen to the radio. You knew this song.
He can say ubiquitous, but not minstrels.
Uh-huh. He
I-
wants to say menstrual.
Menstrual.
Yeah, that's what he
The
wants
new
to
Christie
say.
menstrual cycles.
Of course you do. Of course
Look,
you
I
do.
went there.
Yeah, you did.
Minstrel,
did it.
menstrual. What's the difference?
Nothing sacred here.
The menstrual minstrels.
Oh,
The
God.
minstrel minstrels. Write it down.
No.
No?
No, that's
right.
one we need to forget.
All right, we'll forget.
Do you guys ever heard of a little guy from England named Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's my best friend.
Aw.
1984 was arrested in Memphis, Tennessee for staggering drunk down Beale Street. Oh, the thought.
What?
Listen.
That's what you do in Beale Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of like a thing, right?
Osbourne was released from Memphis jail 5 hours later after drying out and was not required to return for court appearance. He continued on tour with the support of 83's Bark at the Moon.
They just put him in the drunk tank for a while.
Yeah.
Let him cool off. He'll be all right.
All right, Prince of Darkness, sit down.
You want a cup of coffee? We got some donuts.
Please.
That's probably how they were. They're
Giant
probably totally
crumpets.
chill.
Yeah.
This day in 1987, U2 started a 3-week run on the U.S. singles charts with or Without You. The group's first U.S. #1. The third track from their 87 album, The Joshua Tree. The song was the group's most successful single at the time.
Wow.
Nice.
Carter, the Unstoppable Sex Machine.
I've never heard of this.
What?
I just have to talk about it because of the name. And I did say that. Carter, the Unstoppable Sex Machine. Scored their first and only UK
You don't say.
#1 album with the 1992 The Love album. The English indie rock band formed in 1988 with singer Jim Bob Morrison and guitarist Les Fruitbat Carter.
Okay, this needs to not even be a thing.
Wow.
This is probably like friends of this website.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, remember when you were? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it in.
I don't know. That says that they had a UK #1 album, so I don't know.
Dumb.
Joke. It's a joke, isn't it?
Marv Johnson
Uh-huh.
died.
Oh.
No, not Marv.
Keith Richards.
We're just going to leave it at that?
Yeah, it's best. Just
Okay.
certain things
Right.
better left unsolved.
Right.
Rolling Stones guitarist this day in 1998, Keith Richards fell while reaching for a book of nude art in his Connecticut home. The fall broke his ribs, causing the Stones to postpone many dates on their Bridges to Babylon tour.
Like, did we really need to say what kind of book it was? Like, was that even necessary? Because it doesn't elaborate on that at all.
No,
I think that,
going to break your ribs.
look,
That's the book to do
it was probably like a book.
Playboy?
No, it was probably a like a book on plumbing or something, and that wasn't juicy enough. So they had
wasn't-
like
That wasn't okay.
Listen to this.
and in 1998, him looking at a Playboy might be like at that age, you might be a little like I mean, so a book of nude art Kind of makes him kind of like kind of a little racy and but like kind of like more sophisticated.
It's a photography.
That was some story that they made up. He probably was in rehab.
Let's call him.
He was
All right.
he was probably drying out. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about
This one's sad, but
Oh.
it's been posted on Facebook all day.
2009, Bob Dylan went to #1 on the U.S. album chart
Okay.
with Together.
I was gonna say, that's not sad.
Together Through Life, his 33rd studio album. Okay.
All right then.
And award-winning. He was nominated for some Grammys and things like that. Ronnie James Dio, on the same 2010 singer with Elf, Rainbow, and Black Sabbath, and his own band Dio, died after a 6-month battle with stomach cancer. He was only 67 years old. Dio's career began in 1957 with the Vegas Kings, which later changed to Ronnie and the Rumblers.
Yeah.
Then Ronnie and the Redcaps. Then in 61, Ronnie, Dio, and the Prophets. In 67, Dio and the Prophets guitarist Nick Panthis formed the Electric Elves, which shortened its name to Elf. The band's success eventually landed them an opening slot for Deep Purple, which exposed Dio's voice to Deep Purple guitarist Richie Blackmore, who later recruited Dio and other members of Elf for his new band, Rainbow. And the rest, as they say, is history. It was reported this day in 2013 that George Michael had been injured after the car in which he was traveling and crashed on the M1 during the evening rush hour. Ambulance crews confirmed that the singer had to be airlifted from the scene near the junction with. Okay, so he had a
What car accident?
car accident. Okay, I'm not exactly sure why that's. Again, that was a really completely. Yeah, that was silly. I apologize.
That's silly, sir.
All right. Now we're going to bring some damn class to this podcast.
Oh, boy.
With our happy birthdays.
There, finally.
Born this day in 1919.
I didn't realize he was that old.
Holy cow.
Liberace,
Yeah.
American pianist, singer, and TV presenter Liberace,
Yeah.
who had a career spanning 4 decades, and for a period, his TV show would pull in over 30 million viewers at any one time. He was and became the highest paid entertainer in the world.
How about
He
that?
died on February 4th, 1987, Behind the Candelabra, a film adaptation of Scott Thorson's autobiography, featured Michael Douglas and stars as Liberace, with Matt Damon playing Thorson. This guy was a total cultural thing that happened, man.
You know,
Like-
the thing about him, if you don't mind me saying, never married. They ask him about
You'd think
that.
of a fancy dressing fella like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He'd
They
have
ask
all
him-
the ladies.
They ask him about it. He says, "I never found the right woman." So sometimes there isn't a lid for every jar. I'm just saying.
Purvis Jackson. I think I would change my name.
Yeah,
No
Purvis.
But happy birthday, Purvis. Because Purvis worked his way back to you
Yes, he did.
as a member of the Detroit Spinners.
Yep.
Billy Cobham, jazz drummer, worked with Miles Davis, Mahavishnu Orchestra, James Brown, Santana, and soundtrack to the film Shaft. I'm talking about Shaft.
Yeah, you are.
Robert Fripp, who I
sure.
did get to see live with King Crimson, and a happy birthday today. English guitarist, composer, and record producer. Him and his wife were making
I was just gonna say
funny
I
videos
love
during the
those
pandemic. Barbara Lee sang "He's So Fine," sweet talking guy, was born in 1947. Daryl Sweet from the Scottish hard rock band Nazareth. Happy birthday. Okay, Alto Reed. How ironic, he was a saxophone player.
Right.
That's weird.
Best known as a longtime member of Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Worked with many artists, including Grand Funk Railroad, Little Feat, Otis Rush, Spencer Davis, Blues Brothers, The Ventures, George Thorogood. Oh, goodness, man. Oh, do you know who's that? American Railroad? Oh, Mr. guy.
Uh-huh.
The guy in Mr. It was his
Mr.
birthday.
Man. Mr. Man.
Mr. Man.
Mr. Man.
You know, Kyrie. I loved when they would do that, like when they would do those cartoon things on Monty Python.
Yes.
And they would get like grumpy old guys going.
Yes. I liked it too, Lou. It made me giggle.
Did.
Chris Novoselic,
Oh.
bassist with Nirvana.
Nirvana. That Nirvana song.
Janet Jackson,
Nice.
sister of
Who?
Mikhail,
Mikhail Jackson? Luscious Jackson?
sister of Luscious Jackson.
Uh-huh.
The youngest child of the Jackson family, and has had, like, look it up. Not even going through all of that. The bitch put out a lot of music, man.
That's
she was
right.
awesome.
She would like you to say that.
She's a icon, really important figure from my youth.
You're from your youth?
From my youth. Simon Katz from Jamiroquai. I love that name, Jamiroquai.
Oh, yes.
You know, one of a lot of names is they go Kwai. Kwai.
I'm Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai. I mean, Jamiroquai. You want to say Kwa? Kwa, kwa, kwa.
Stop encouraging him.
Sorry. 3 hours later.
Well, that's the whole
3
podcast.
hours
Yeah.
later.
That's the whole.
So those were all the
Happy birthdays.
happy birthdays and
Yes.
goings and comings in
You said
in this day.
comings.
I did say come. Anyways, do we have any nasty comments?
I'm sure.
I only want the nasty. I'm just kidding. Do we have any comments?
The nastiest, the better.
Chris Thunderwolf says Raven and Wolf are here. Jeff Mazzy. The only band I can think of is Rush.
And we covered that.
It's not really.
Right. Bill Damiano is listening from PSU today. David Brizard, Rammstein. Yes, we know.
Yeah.
Vince Ornato. Liberace didn't sing.
He didn't sing?
No, he didn't sing. He was a.
Oh, he's a pianist.
That's what I said. He's
He
a
was a
pianist.
pianist.
But I think it said singer in the
Oh,
description.
maybe okay. I was just reading. Maybe
Thank
he
you.
sang like maybe on his variety show. Remember, they would have people come out. They would, and they all sang. Remember, they would. They would bring out somebody. They would bring out their guest star, and they would sing like some song that was popular
Right.
of the day. You know what I mean?
don't know because I never watched
If you like
Liberace.
pina colada, something like that.
If you like penis colossus.
We knew you were going to say that.
Colossus.
What's Liberace? He never married.
There's
you
a
know.
band name, Penis Colossus. You know what? Speaking of Colossus,
Yes.
I
Yeah. Tell us. I want to know.
inquiring minds. I learned this week that the Colossus of Rhodes
Right.
was like only 100 and some feet high.
Oh, is that it?
129 feet high.
Wow, they make it seem so much bigger.
And that area that you have to pass through there is like the size of a football field.
Really?
So there's no way that it stood over the thing. They gave the dimensions. It would have to be like some insane, like 600
Yeah.
feet. It would have to be something crazy. And so it just kind of stood on the side.
Oh. All right then.
Yeah, and it just got when after the earthquake hit, like there was some conflict, and they came in and hauled it away, melted it down, did something else with it.
There you go.
Like
All
just,
done.
just recycled. Very
See,
bizarre.
it's the earliest recycling program ever.
Shut up.
It was. It was so successful.
So next week
Yes. Tell us.
next week is going to be a good one.
It's a good one.
It's going to be. You guys are just like when you hear what's going to happen next
They're
week.
gonna cream your jeans.
You're going to be like Mr. Cream Jeans from Mr. Rogers.
From Mr. Rogers.
what's
Mr.
it?
Green Jeans from Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, Mr. Cream Jeans.
Not Mr.
Cream corn
It's
jeans
not
with
cream jeans.
cream
It's
corn
Mr. Green
jeans.
jeans.
Cream corn cheese.
No.
This is
What?
why you need to stop.
Cream corn
Why would I
jeans.
stop after 30-some years? Why would I?
Cream
stop now?
cream corn
corn.
jeans.
Oh.
Cream corn jeans.
Mr. Cream
was-
Corn Jeans.
was on,
Hello,
was on
Captain.
Mr. Rogers.
Hello, Mr. Cream Corn Jeans.
Wow.
What's going on there?
Wow. Sick.
This is Mr. Beat Slacks.
I'm just ignoring you. So you know.
Wow.
This is Mrs. Hominy Halter.
Jesus Christ, my class.
Humana. Wow, sir.
I mean,
we
like,
apologize.
his name was Mr. Green Jeans.
Yeah.
That's just no.
No?
There's nobody named
You're
Mr.
wrong,
Green Jeans.
apparently.
That can't
Apparently
be
wrong what? About Mr. Green Jeans?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Cream Jeans?
Mr. Creamy Jeans.
Mr. Green Jeans was on Captain Kangaroo.
Yes, he was, but that's just crazy.
Oh, I know it's, well, you know.
Like
you
I
know
said-
who else? I think Honky the Clown was on it.
All right. No,
I could be wrong.
You're
Here
done.
he comes. Here he comes. He came.
quit it.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
right, knock
Next
this shit
week,
off.
tune in next time when Lily V6 says,
Yeah. I hate you guys.
I hate you
Suck a
guys.
fucking bag of dicks.
I hate you guys.
Or I can't stand you. Or balls deep. Or
Oh, jeez.
all the things.
So next week, we are going to be doing something fun. We are going to talk about some of our favorite Canadian rock bands that are not Rush. So no Rush.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with Rush.
Okay.
So that's the main
Want
rule.
to.
Uh-huh. I think you would.
Yeah, that's that'll be next week. So
All
that'll
right,
be
cool.
that'll be fun because if you think about it,
There's
you know,
a couple.
there's a couple out there
One or
that are good, and there's some too. I think I'm gonna. Well, hope we can find some that maybe some of us like maybe people had forgotten about.
Yeah, exactly.
And kind of bring them back in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, Rock Rage Radio.
Rock effing Rage Radio.
So we do love Rock Rage Radio. Go to rockrageradio.com and download the app. Please hit up Chris Thunderwolf Dodson at Wolf's Customs and get custom artwork done on your musical instrument. And please visit us online at LoudiniRockAndRollCircus.com and LouLombardiMusic.com. There's some goodies and stuff that you get for doing that. And the main thing is just we want to make sure we can stay in touch in case in this topsy-turvy world we have a problem. So, okay. That's pretty much that. Lily, go ahead. What do you got?
My show is on Thursdays, Hot Licks with Lily 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Rock Rage Radio. You can get the app for free, or you could just go to rockrageradio.com and listen to it from your computer or phone or what have you. And I interviewed the band Venrez for this week. So check that out.
Wow.
Nice. And Mr. Pittsburgh Kevin.
I really should take some time to think about what I'm going to say at the end of the show, but I never do. So, you know, maybe next week. Hey, there it's like a tease. See what Pittsburgh
Tune in
Kevin
next week.
says next
When
week.
Pittsburgh Kevin says, "Yeah, I don't really have anything."
Oh yeah, I'm doing my laundry. You guys can come on down, bring quarters.
That's great. Break quarters. Oh, yeah, because you go to the laundromat, huh?
Yes.
No, not to throw in his underwear.
With, no service on your phone there.
I know, right?
Because I've gone there before.
I went to a different one last week. 'Cause
All
I
right,
had to-
guys.
Shut up!
Thank
I'm
you guys
talking
for
here.
thank you guys for hanging out. We'll catch y'all in the next Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.